Cayman's residential rental market has opened up in recent months, driven by an exodus of foreign workers and the shutdown of tourism. A booming construction sector hints at even greater availability to come on the residential market. For families looking to live on the beach, a two-bedroom rental may cost them as little as $2,500 CI a month right now. That doesn't mean individuals on a budget or workers earning the $6 an hour minimum wage will have an easy time finding low-cost accommodation. Of 117 residential rentals listed on the Cerriva website as of the 25th of October, only 17 were available for under $2,000 a month. In a 4-week period, a full-time minimum wage worker earns $960 before pension and health insurance deductions. For individuals on a needs assessment unit or Customs and Border Control rental budget, there were 2 options on the Cerriva website that day in the $750 to $850 range. Neither rental accepted children, a common stipulation that further complicates the housing search for families. The availability of rentals under $2,000, however, represents a notable increase from this time last year, according to Century 21's Amber Yates, who said the availability of rentals in that price range had doubled in recent months. Tracking changes in Cayman's housing sector is tricky, however. Data on the island's cost of living and rental prices only go back to around 2004, and statistical reporting styles have varied over the years. A glimpse into the Cayman Compass classified archives does provide a hint of how costs have changed. In the not-so-distant past, finding a family rental for under $2,000 wasn't so rare. After Hurricane Ivan hit Cayman in 2004, around 30% of rentals on island cost less than $1,000, according to data from the Economics and Statistics Office. At that time, a rise from 3% to 11% in the number of households out of the population paying $2,000 a month was considered a significant increase. Today, for Cayman's most vulnerable and low-income residents, finding a rental within their budget can be a dream that falls just out of reach. Caymanians with permanent disabilities, like Robert Wiley Ebanks of Georgetown, find themselves reliant on the kindness of strangers to address their most basic needs for shelter and food. Joanna Boxall met Ebanks around 6 years ago when he asked if she would help him buy antibiotic cream for a wound. Since then, she's become an increasingly active advocate for Ebanks, who cannot read or write and who suffered an injury as a young man that permanently crippled one of his hands. Boxall recently shared images of his living situation with a needs assessment unit officer, who did not respond to a Compass email for comment. Now, after living without a bathroom or kitchen for the better part of a decade, he's hopeful that his landlord will install proper facilities in his home. Due to a broken window and a missing lock on his front door, Ebanks is a frequent victim of break-ins and robberies of his few possessions. His garden full of squash, peppers, and other produce is his pride, but without a stove, he has no place to cook. Once he has a kitchen, he says the first thing he hopes to make is Cayman-style beef.
And so right now, where do you shower? Where do you use the restroom?
I showers here. Yeah. I shower.
All right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. You don't have much privacy out here.
No, but I pictured a piece of plywood here.
Okay.
Yeah. And put up one sheet.
While Caymanians like Ebanks have lived in substandard conditions long before the COVID-19 crisis, This year has also brought a wave of newly unemployed and underemployed people who are turning to welfare programs for the first time. 7 months since the shutdown of Cayman's tourism sector, life remains uncertain for many foreign-born workers, left jobless by the crisis and who remain on island for a variety of reasons. For the island's Cuban refugees, individuals granted asylum and the right to remain indefinitely by the Cayman Islands government, Cayman is now their home through good times and bad. They don't have the option to repatriate. After one refugee, A. Serrano, lost his job at Margaritaville Resort earlier this year, he learned how tenuous earning a living actually was here. An ongoing immigration battle has also meant his wife cannot work or claim benefits, limiting their earning potential.
A nosotros nos hicieron una entrevista, una señora del gobierno, ahora no recuerdo el nombre. No me dijo que cuánto gastaba de teléfono, que de seguro que si lo tenía pago, que cuánto gastaba de gasolina, todo eso, ¿entiendes? Fue incluido en la entrevista. Ese día le presenté la orden de desalojo de aquí, de esta renta. Le digo, mira, hace un mes de eso, ya yo tengo una orden de desalojo. Me dijo, bueno, muy bien, dame la orden de desalojo, ponte a buscar una renta y vienes y se lo dices aquí a la gente de migración para que te paguen la renta. Aquí están todos los mensajes que yo le he pasado a migración de renta. Ahora, en todos estos días, más las rentas que hemos ido a ver a nosotros, porque yo no soy trabajador de migración. La gente no me cree, me dice, pero ¿quién tú eres para que migración te vaya a pagar una renta? Aquí, en esta isla, por cualquier cuartico, por cualquier rentica, te piden 1,000 pesos, te piden 950, te piden 1,100 pesos, hasta sin condiciones. ¿Entiendes?
¿Y cuánto dinero reciben para poder pagar una renta?
Ellos están diciendo solamente que van a dar 750 pesos. Ellos quieren que yo le busque una renta a ellos de 750 pesos para ellos pagarla. ¿De dónde yo voy a sacar una renta de 750 pesos aquí en mi arrenda? ¿Entiendes? Yo no soy.
For families with no safety net, like Serrano and Rodriguez, the search for affordable and safe housing in Cayman can seem like an unattainable goal. Like many others in their situation, the nonprofit sector, in particular Cayman's Acts of Random Kindness, offers one last option to find relief. In the past, ARC concentrated resources on addressing Caymanian housing needs. Now, they also accept applications for rent, utility, and food support, regardless of the applicant's nationality.
Because the major problem that we've seen and we anticipated was, people who haven't been earning, they have 6-7 months of arrears, average $300 a month. This is just talking about CUC. It's insurmountable. Like, how do you even begin to? And so the emotional, anyone who's been through difficulties financially in life can understand how life-altering that is and how oppressing that is. And just that alone, and then you add in the water, and then families who've got kids need school supplies and school lunches and snacks. I mean, it's a horrible nightmare that so many people are trapped in. And it's really important to keep up the awareness that this is still happening, because a certain circle of people, they have new freedoms, they go to restaurants, their kids are at school. People are being forgotten and left behind. So I really want to keep raising awareness that, in Ivan, everything was destroyed. Everyone knew everything was bad. Right, but right now the sun is out, the buildings are nice, everything looks great. But inside, behind the curtain, families can't feed themselves, they can't feed their children. Foreign workers are dozens living in single rooms to try and survive. They can't repatriate. It's such a serious situation, but nobody can see that it's going on. You've got this great moment where, oh my gosh, you're going to pay my rent for 3 months, and then you have to go out and find somewhere. And they show me the messages. They show me, I see it, emailing all the places on EK. I'm sorry I don't rent to the NAU. I'm sorry I don't rent to the NAU. Or we don't take children. Or we don't rent to the NAU. We don't rent to the NAU. And if you find a place that rents to the NAU and you ran as fast as you possibly could, because a lot of these people don't have cars, it'll be gone by the time you get there, right? So that's one of my big dreams, is to have, housing, container homes, really lovely container homes, where, safe, clean housing for families, so we can take them in, guarantee that they're in good living conditions, and then plug them into the resources, the government resources, but also, all kinds of programs that could help lift them out of the place that they are in. One central hub where you have all these resources in one place. A building where people can come and we can to love on them, and guide them and help them to fill out paperwork and have interventions. And right now we're trying to help girls redo their resumes, looking out for them for work as well. There's just so many different things we could do if we had one location.
The Cayman Islands has faced and overcome many crises in the past. Unlike disasters like Hurricane Ivan, however, Nielsen reminds us that COVID-19's impact remains ongoing, and many are still weathering the storm without safe harbor.